Another question too I had was, I think it was the last play for the Bengals. It was let's go back to when it was 3rd and 1. I think they were at the midfield.
Oh yeah.
They decided to run with Perine instead of running with Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's a solid running back. Not a lot of people realize that, but Joe Mixon is probably, I'm not sure he is, but he's probably a top 10 running back, probably 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you think Zac Taylor decided to give the ball to Perine instead of, and I know Aaron Donald made an amazing play, but I feel like if they give the ball to Mixon, they probably get a first down. But why do you think Zac Taylor decided to give the ball to Perine instead of Mixon?
It's funny you asked this because since the inception of our podcast, Ethan has railed against Zac Taylor. Pretty much up until they made the AFC Championship game this year. He started giving him a little credit. And then what does Zac Taylor do? Comes and Zac Taylor's all over the field, gives Perine the ball. I just unconscionable. And they signed him through 2026.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's one of those things. This organization doesn't like to change. Mike Brown, right? I'm not messing up.
Yeah.
He was there forever, no success. No, Mike Brown's the owner. Who was the coach that was there forever? Why am I blanking?
Marvin Lewis.
Lewis,
nice.
Yeah. There forever, no playoff wins, right? So this team, they don't even have an indoor practice facility, right? Mm-hmm. So I honestly think it's because Zac Taylor can be conservative for this franchise, and it's just unfortunate because I love Burrow, I love Chase, I love what they got going on there, but I just think they're hamstrung by the organization. Ethan, you know all about that.
Yes, thanks. Yeah, when it comes to that play in particular, this was a hot topic for us on our last episode when we were talking about it, because it's one of the first things we noticed, right? It's a really important play. It's a 3rd and 1. And not only do you give it to your backup running back who's having a bad day, it's the same exact play that they had run earlier in the game that didn't work out. They had gotten stuffed earlier in the game when Perine ran that play. He just didn't have the power when he hit the hole. And that was a situation where, like I talked about, the coaches not getting in their own way. Zac Taylor got in his own way, very much so, where he thought it's a 3rd down set. We need to truly show that we're in our 3rd down offense. So Perine needs to be in the game. They won't think it's a run. We're going to disguise it well and it'll work. And it didn't work in that instance. Don't try to be fancy. Just go and take your running back who's been powering ahead for yards all game and let him get a first down, call timeout. And now you have some time to really organize the next couple of plays and get downfield for a field goal. But it was just a mistake on Taylor's part.
Dude, the most telling stat about this game is always going to be the Perine 2 carries, 0 yards. I mean, and you can throw in the target at the end. I'm pretty sure that's when Burrow just kind of got thrown to the ground by Aaron Donald. I've been watching a lot of like couples ice skating for the Olympics because it's very cool to me. They're called twizzles when they like spin them around. Anyway, doesn't matter. But I sometimes wish that coaching decisions were graded live, like these ice skating events, because it would be Perine up the middle, same play. It'd be like, ooh, the judges aren't going to take kindly to that. You know what I mean? Like, it's that they're gonna need to do a lot to rebound. I don't know. That was a really dumb analogy, but like there should be some way of quantifying how stupid that was, right? Like you cost your team maybe your only chance at a Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, and I think Zac Taylor is a good coach, but I don't think he's a great coach. Like I don't know if he's better than Marvin Lewis, because Marvin Lewis had a few years where the Bengals were actually great. And of course, when they got in the playoffs, they choked. But I mean, Zac Taylor is a good coach, but I think the big reason why they made the playoffs this year was because like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and how good that team was. And of course, how many years did they have a top 10 pick? And most of the time they did a pretty good job drafting. But yeah, I think Zac Taylor, I think he's a good coach, but I definitely think he has limitations. We'll see if the Bengals made the right choice when they gave him that extension. But I think he's mostly the reason why the Bengals are so good is because they got guys like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And I think they're reliant on those guys. And I mean, we'll see what happens. I think Zac Taylor is a good coach. I just don't think he's a great coach is the huge difference, really. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with Cincinnati next year. I think they're probably going to make the playoffs again, but we'll see.